Jollibee's, the Filipino institution of fast food. So who wants fried chicken with white rice? I'll never quite understand. Going past the big park, Burnham Park, this was apparently where the original indigenous campground was, from which Baguio grew. Sort of a bike lane, well, painted bike icons and signs saying shared lane. I don't think the jeepney's got the memo though. Now this bit really is not going to be shared. Anyone that's behind me is just going to have to wait. Nice and early, so not too much traffic around. Still a bit. Roundabout, see the great murals, well, average murals. Breathe Baguio. Well, we'll come back to that. Morning everyone. It's about 6 a.m. Saturday morning. Already slightly busy out, but nice conditions otherwise. Just heading out of town. And we're going to ride what I would say may be one of the toughest road climbs in the world. But first, we got to get there, and that's not easy. Now, the reason why this climb is so hard to get to is because it's basically at the base of the mountain. So we've got to descend, careful, we've got to descend pretty much the whole way down, a good 1,200 meters down, do the hardest climb in the world, descend it, and then climb all the way back up to Baguio. Up there we can see the new road that they're building that I did ride. You're not supposed to do it. I just went up early one morning, but they haven't finished it yet, unfortunately. Could be another year or so. And we're headed all the way down there, right down into the valley. Down, down, down. One of the great tourist attractions of the area, Lion Rock. It's a rock that looks like a lion. We're about halfway down now, half the descent. Coming through this little settlement known as Camp 6. They seem to have taken on a sort of American nomenclature. We're headed for Camp 3, so not right at the base of the mountain, but pretty much all the way down. I'm just going to push on through, although it's sort of one-way traffic. You can kind of get away with these things on a bicycle. So, works are certainly not finished, but they're obviously finished enough to let one lane of vehicles through. Or one lane and a bicycle. Yeah, before the cars were coming down and then following these tracks, which is basically the riverbed. And then to the bridge down here and then back up onto the road. Not sure what they were doing in the rainy season. The descent's pretty dramatic in itself, but the climb, it's called Torre. I discovered it just looking at the map, and I could see that it was a bit of a beast, but I didn't realize how much of a beast. And I went and did it, but I didn't take the camera, and I just sort of went in blind. And oh my God, I've never seen anything quite like it. It is just exceptionally steep for a long old way. And here we go, straight into the first ramp. Welcome to Antamok Torre. Already 20%, only 200 meters in. Motorbike approaching. Through the first little settlement. This first bit, although it hit 20%, is not the hard bit. Hard bit is upcoming. 2 or 3k, absurdly steep, then it levels a bit, and then it ramps up again at the end. Keeps on going, not quite as bad as it was, but at that point, you're so cooked, it feels worse. Okay, steep right bend, this way to Torre, and right into one of the hardest segments. Oh, look at that. I know on camera it doesn't look bad, but I'm at 20% and that just ramps up. I know it gets to 27, 28 on this segment. Let's hope there's no trucks coming. I hear a motorbike. And it also gets really rough this bit, which adds an element of interest. Okay, no more talking. Just heavy breathing. Now, I know if you're not a cyclist, these facts and figures and numbers probably mean little to you. But let's just say, 2 days ago, I did a similar amount of elevation, about 1,200 meters, but that was over 30 kilometers. This is over 7. So you could say this is 4 times steeper, over, and 4 times harder. I hear my first truck coming. I'm on a relatively wide bit, so hopefully he comes now before it pinches. Yep, just. Through the little settlement before the really hard bit. Pretty cooked, but doing all right. Might need to pause in the next bit, it's just too steep for too long, but so far so good. Maybe you're thinking, I thought he said he was going to try and beat the fastest time, but he's going as slow as he possibly can without falling over. Well, when it comes to ultra steep, the race is won and lost not by just pushing as hard as possible, but by tempering your efforts, not going too deep into the red, but just keep on going, keep pushing, and then in the easier bits, not stopping, not pausing. This is the junction, makes a little loop, we're going left, and bang, straight into it. This way to Torre. That view behind me. I'll take it in more on the descent. About halfway up, half the distance, half the ascent. It was kind of hot, even though it was 7:30. I was feeling the heat. But now it's cooling down a bit, certainly in the shade. Trying to drink. Drinking very hard on these climbs. It just throws your breathing out, no matter what you do. Breathe in through your nose, squirt water into mouth. Breathe out through your nose, swallow, back to mouth breathing. Just one breath like that. Whew. Takes a while to recover. Into the pine tree section. About 3/4 of the way up now, and although not easy to the end, we've definitely done the ultra steep bit. But as I said before, at this point I'm very cooked, and even 20% feels very hard, and this is 22. I know there's a little downhill bit in this moment. Looking forward to that. I haven't mentioned the KOM. I have got that information in real time. Am I up or am I down? But I've chosen not to look at it until now, because it can get inside your mind. You can think, oh no, I'm a few seconds down, start pushing harder, blow up, or be a few seconds ahead and think, oh, I can take my foot off the gas. Before you know it, poof, it's gone. Anyway, now we look. Okay, I am up over a minute. 30 meters to go. First segment. There it is, KOM by, well, 1 minute and 10 seconds. Did say 2.5 minutes a moment ago. Not always to be trusted. Have to verify when we get home, but I'll take that. Over 6 minutes faster than my last attempt. Second one, another 800 meters. 4 minutes up on that one, if correct. So, easy. Last 50 meters. Still pushing. There it is, the top. KOM by 5 minutes. Just get a few meters further. Sometimes the computer tells you it's finished and it hasn't. Ooh, pretty cooked. And this is the reward. So much clearer than last time. Definitely worth coming back to. Torre, ticked. And now the downhill. Actually, as downhills go, it's a bit too steep to really enjoy. It's a bit steep and a bit loose. So it's more a question of controlling your descent rather than really flying down it. But what I will enjoy is the views when they open up, because I could see on the way up it was looking absolutely stunning behind me, but couldn't really stop and take it in. building a little bridge here, so I had to kind of carry my bike over. I thought I was going to have to go back up when I saw it. My heart sank, but I thought it was a way over. Give my brakes a chance to cool down. Let's see. Ooh, yeah, they're very hot. Start getting, with disc brakes, you start getting what's called brake fade. When they overheat, they just stop working, so you don't need that on 30%. So I'll just take it easy for a little bit. Take in the view. Oh, we got a little climb here, a little short climb back up, so brakes will get a break. Final little ramp down, just as two trucks have been coming up. Good to avoid those. And we're back and we're down the main road. So now, just a 25k, 1200 meter climb back up to Baguio. But before the big climb, little reward, can of Coke, ice cream. I'm not a big ice cream eater, but on this occasion I feel it calls for one. And then we're heading across the flying V sign and all the way back up the mountain. Yeah, very pleased with those KOMs. Just pleased to get up it again. It was definitely not as hard this time. It is still definitely one of the hardest climbs in the world. Certainly one of the hardest I've ever done. But just that steady, constant pace, knowing what's coming, that does make all the difference. Now, I'm not the strongest or the fastest climber in the world, far from it, but I am pretty good at getting up very steep climbs, I would say. I'd imagine there's not many who could get up that. I mean, only 30 people have done it on Strava, so definitely not that many can do it. The secret to getting up ultra steep climbs is partly physical, so it's partly, you know, just being able to keep the front wheel down when it gets very steep, and then getting out of the saddle when you need to, but keeping enough energy just to keep going, not going too strong, not going too fast, all of that. But actually, the main thing is ignoring your mind when it tells you, I can't do it, because at some point, that's what the mind will say. It'll say, oh, it's too steep, it's too much, you can't do it, you can't do it. And I think a lot of people just give up at that point. But I've learned to ignore that voice, because I know I can get up it, and I just sort of switch off from it and just get back into the pain. I now realise what they're building. They're actually making a tunnel. These are the sides. Put a roof over the top, and then it should be fully protected from landslides. Ooh, lovely one. Breathe, Baguio. That's what you're breathing a lot of the time. Back past Lion's Head Rock. I think I called it Lion Rock earlier, but technically Lion's Head Rock. Tourists love it, locals. I mean, it was busy enough at 6:30. Now it's 10 and it's heaving. It's a rock. It looks like a lion. I say that about the smoky exhausts, and it's not just the jeepneys and the old trucks. I've seen it on fairly modern vehicles as well, so I don't know what's going on. But I say it as an encouragement to change it. It is possible to change. In Chiang Mai, the Songtaos, which is sort of jeepney equivalents, they used to be horrible. Only a couple of years ago, clouds of black smoke, and then they clamped down on it, and now you hardly see it. It's possible to change it. the Baguia. There it is, back into town. So all that remains is to get home, get changed, have a shower, have a coffee, and then we're going to go for lunch to a very eccentric vegetarian restaurant. Some salt loss. And it's not even that hot here. Heading for lunch down Sesson Road, which is kind of like Oxford Street and Baguia. A little bit too busy for my liking, but not far from where I'm staying, like a 10-minute walk. We're going inside what might seem an unusual venue for a vegan restaurant. Into this rather nondescript shopping centre. We're going all the way to the roof. Up and up we go. All the way up. It's a bit busy up on the top deck. It's got various little floors and hidden away places. It's Saturday, so it's quite busy. I've seen it a lot quieter. Go and find a table. It's called Oh My Goulet, which I think translates to Oh My Vegetable. And it's one of only 2 vegan places I've been eating here, but they've kept me alive. The other one I go to 1 or 2 times a day. This one's got a nice view out the window. This one's a bit more expensive, but the pasta is not bad. Here it is, pasta puttanesca. Is it the best pasta in the world? No. Is it the best pasta in Baguia? I think so. Anyway, I'm going to get this down me. I am hungry. Well, that's the end of a fantastic day out, a successful day out, second time on Torre. Don't think I need to do that one again, but I do hear rumours of one even worse. Gonna have to save that for another day. Okay, hope you enjoyed it. Please give me a thumbs up if you did, and see you all soon on today's ride.